Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everybody, good evening. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome. It is 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Wednesday, August 28th. Thank you guys for all joining. I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody had a fantastic day in the markets, learning and earning a little bit. We had a lot of drama in the markets today. News-wise, started with SMCI and then continued with Nvidia in the after hours, among other corporations that reported. But I believe that a lot of the eyes were on Nvidia. You can see the big red 4-hour candles on my chart here. We're trading right now in the after hours at just below $117 a share. So there was a little bit of a drop. We'll talk about it. And before we get started, can everybody hear me? Audio is good, and you guys can see I'm on Nvidia on the 4-hour charts. And well, the plan for tonight is we're going to go for about 90 minutes, and we're just going to talk quickly about Nvidia and the market news as a whole. And then we're going to move into our swing setups. We'll update them, we'll review them together, and any questions that you guys have, you're more than welcome to ask any questions. And then we'll add 1 or 2 new securities for our swing setups that we'll watch and see if they play out this week. If they do or they don't play out, that we'll daily we're gonna update them together so that we can see how swing trades work. And the more patient we are, the more disciplined we'll allow these longer time frame setups to come to us naturally without forcing any trades. But if there is a setup, then obviously we got to take it, okay? So how is everybody doing? Thanks everyone for joining. Welcome everyone on Zoom. I appreciate you guys. Luke, good evening. Thank you for joining. I should say actually good night. It's really late for you. Doctor, welcome. Love the name, Doctor. Val, thank you for joining. Josie, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys. Dennis, thank you for joining, brother. Samantha, everyone. Twanda, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys as well. I appreciate you guys on a daily basis coming in here. I know it's not the greatest hours. We're in the Tokyo session. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. Everyone in North America, this is time where, you just want your evening to relax, and you guys are here charting with me, so I appreciate it. And everyone else around the world, I know in Europe and the other part of the world, it's late morning. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate everybody. Okay, and next week we're going to go back to post New York, where we'll start at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then we'll watch the real volume. We'll watch some New York volume, and then we'll do some lower time frame scalping and trading the New York markets. Okay, guys, so I tend to mix it up. A couple weeks of Tokyo, couple weeks of New York, couple weeks of Tokyo, couple weeks of New York. I like to switch it up, keep things fresh over here, and show you guys the different sides of the markets. Okay, and I like to do this session too, personally, more for education, because the markets are like, we can recap today's news, we can talk about securities, we can look for setups, and then I can kind of educate on anything that you guys need help with, as opposed to doing this in New York when the markets are super fast, and that's when we should be really doing our trading. Okay, guys. But how did everybody manage on the first day of those charts that we did yesterday? Some of them hit, some of them didn't, some are consolidating, but we will talk about it. Okay. But before we get there, just really quickly, let's talk about Nvidia. They had their earnings today. Pretty good earnings. We'll talk all about it. They weren't disappointing by the stretch. They weren't real negative numbers. They were actually really positive. Okay, but we were talking about this yesterday, that they've set the bar so high for Nvidia, quarter over quarter, year over year. They just continue to set the bar high, and Nvidia is exceeding it. So they're really doing really well. But it's kind of the forward guidance, the conference call. If you guys listen to Jensen, the CEO, he was just on Bloomberg as well right after the conference call, talking about everyone is anticipating Blackwell. That's going to bring in some big revenue. They announced a $50 billion share buyback. That's really like important. When will they do that? We don't know, but Apple does this. Like, I'm a shareholder of Apple since 2008, and I love companies that are willing to do share buybacks. That shows that they believe in their own company and will buy up the shares as well. That will start to take away from the outstanding shares on the market, and that will drive the price to go in a bullish direction. So they announced $50 billion buyback, which is pretty good, guys. If you're looking to maybe get involved in Nvidia or to look to start a position, there was a big pullback today. So we'll see tomorrow how it trades. Will there be a consolidation? Will there be more blood in the street in pre-market New York and go into Wall Street, or are we going to see a bounce back? So I wouldn't just pull the trigger yet, but what I would be doing, guys, if you're thinking about Nvidia, think long term. Do you believe in this technology 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road? What they could do. They do a lot. They're not just chips. They do a lot. So do your due diligence. Learn a lot about this tech company. It could change the world if you're looking to start a position. I'm looking to add more shares, but for generating income. And what I mean by that is, for every 100 shares that if you do accumulate of any security, then you have the ability to sell options. You can sell puts and you can sell calls and just earn premium, earn passive income while you're holding a good solid Magnificent Seven security. These are not like kind of pump and dump companies that you see like in the penny stocks and mid caps. These are actual legit companies that are worth trillions of dollars and can possibly change the world. So you can own a piece of it and you can also generate income too. So guys, if that's something that you're going to consider, we will be starting that education very soon and start to teach you guys all about that. Okay. So we broke this area of support right here, this 123 to 121 block. You can see the big 4-hour candle leading into the end of the day, into the earnings, dropping here. This was a point of interest I had on the daily right here, 116. Kind of came right into there, kind of got a little bit of a wick right now. Maybe we'll see some consolidating in here from 117 up to 121 next few days, or we might see it drop a little further, maybe test into here. But we do have support at 107, 108 area, and then solid support at 104. If it ever dips below 100, I'm going to be loading the boat just like I did the first time over here back in early August. So just full transparency, guys. Anything that dips below 100, if it does, could be a gift for Nvidia long term, if you're thinking long term. So that's Nvidia. Let's talk real quick on Forex Factory, what is going on. So it was a light day in the news wise. We had our crude oil inventories. That's what we got to talk about. Crude oil, because that was part of our US oil, our 4-hour setup. It didn't materialize. It went bearish. So we'll update it and we'll see what's happening with crude oil. So sometimes, guys, when you have news, you can't always just look for a setup. There was crude oil inventories, so that maybe could have affected everything. But again, we'll look at the charts, and the charts will do the talking. Going into news tomorrow, we already did this, but just a little recap, just for a refresher. Going into Europe, we have all day. We got German prelims, CPI month over month. Then we have the London session opening up, some Spanish flash CPI year over year, Italian 10-year bond auction. We move into over here Colmex and our 8:30 North American news, where we have USD preliminary GDP quarter over quarter. It looks, the forecasting is 2.8% from the previous 2.8. So we'll see the actual. Is it going to be an increase or decrease? This is preliminary. Then we have our weekly unemployment claims, exactly the same as last week's. Previous week was 232,000. Again, their forecast is the same. We'll see unemployment claims tomorrow morning. And then we move into some pending home sales, natural gas storage. We have some speakers. and then that should be wrapping up the day tomorrow for Forex Factory news wise. Okay, and earnings. We had some big names today. So Nvidia kind of was the big name this afternoon. 4:20 they released, then they had the conference call. So right here they beat their earnings per share. 65 cents EPS was their estimate. They actually beat it by 3-4 pennies. You might see 4 pennies on some forums, and you might see 3 pennies, but it was a beat. 68 cents over here. And also they beat revenue. Their 28.24 billion. They actually beat it by over here by $1 billion and a little bit to just over 30 billion. Growth looks good, and surprise. Was it a surprise? Not really. Wasn't really a surprise. A lot of analysts had them beating these numbers, but again, they set the bar so high. Any other corporation that would have these type of numbers and beat and make and generate $30 billion in a quarter, they would be up 10%, 5-10% in after hours right now. But this is like the leader, right? So everyone is following the leader, so they're setting the bar high. It hurts investors, it hurts shareholders. We obviously wanted to see a little bit of green in the after hours, but that's how trading works. That's how investing works. Now you got to think long term. Is it an opportunity to do a dollar cost average down? That's DCA, dollar cost average down. If you believe in this company, let's say you bought in at 130, you bought at the highs, and now it's trading at 117. You're in some drawdown. Does that mean just take the loss and close up and you don't believe in Nvidia? Or is it an opportunity to dollar cost average down, lower your average down a little bit, accumulate some more shares, and hopefully when it starts to bounce back, then it'll get you back to break even and back into the money? So there's a lot of things that we're going to talk about when we actually start the program, and we'll teach you all about dollar cost averaging. You might want to pick 1 or 2 or 3 securities that you absolutely love. Like for me, it's Apple. So I'm always looking to dollar cost average down because I'm holding Apple for the rest of my life. Started position in 2008, and I always add on dips, and slowly they do forward stock splits and things like that, and you look long term. I'm going to do the same thing with Nvidia, and then there's some other corporations that I truly am really passionate about and believe that they can change the world for the better in the future. So these are long-term investments. Does anyone dollar cost average down? It's not the best to do with like Forex and like with prop firms and things like that, and you're holding. It's for these big names. Okay, it's accumulating positions, holding, always trying to get the best average, because sometimes you can't time the market properly. Sometimes you buy at the highs, and then instead of panicking, that's why you got to also layer in slowly. You don't just dump your whole account and just buy at one time. You go in increments if you have to, and it allows you to leave dry powder behind. So on days like this where these big names drop 5, 10, 15% in a week or in a month, it's an opportunity to get your feet wet and get in. We had CrowdStrike today. This is another big name. Salesforce, really big name over here. So we had some big names report today, okay, in the after hours. So we'll see how the market digests all of this. Tomorrow we might see blood in the streets. We might see a very choppy day tomorrow, or we might see the market buy up, and we might see a green day. Okay, so let's just take it day by day. It's hard to say right now. We'll see how pre-market starts to trade early 6, 7, 8 a.m. Okay, and let's just continue moving. Tomorrow morning, we got Best Buy reporting 7 a.m., Dollar General, American Eagle. So we got Campbell Soup. So we got more retailers over here will be reporting tomorrow. After hours tomorrow, we got Dell Technologies, big name over here, big tech name. 405. We'll see what Dell has in store for us. Okay. Lululemon, Marvel Technology Group, Ulta Beauty, Gap. If they still exist, I don't go shopping too much to the malls, but I don't even know if Gap is still open. Who knows? But they are generating some money. Samantha, you dollar cost average down with crypto? Yeah, that's nice. So with Bitcoin, if you like that, you believe in Bitcoin in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, anytime you can get some good dip buys, it's always welcome to dollar cost average down. Sometimes it doesn't work. If you're part of a dump and it's a not a solid security, then your dollar cost averaging down in garbage. So that's why I like to do it with big names that we can all trust in the markets. Okay. Over here, guys, real quick, we had a signal on gold sell below 2,505. Look at this. Check this out, guys. So when we're talking about like the price action with precision, this is what I talk about. Does it always happen? Not always, but always have your plan in your head, always what to expect. So we had the volume trading above 2,505 here, above this black line. It dipped down. We saw it kind of keep pushing up. Then the signal came out to sell below 2,505, right below here. And then you start to see it push down right here. It starts to push down. These are 15-minute candles, by the way. And then you see this one. It came up green, short pullback. We're below 50% of the previous candle. It came, and look at where it closed. It closed below 2,505. It closed right near the bottom, right at the bottom of the 15-minute bar with no wick. So that's telling us the volume is pretty heavy, closing right at the lowest point of the candle. And then what do we always talk about? We assume that the next candle may open green and then start to come up to retest 2,505, or approximately 50% of the previous bearish 15-minute bar, this one. But look at how it opened. It opened ignited red, ready to sell with that momentum on the previous bar that closed right below. So you had the confirmation perfectly that the bar closed below 2,505, and then you got to start to right away. Your brain's got to start moving. How big is the wick? Is there a wick? Is it closing near the low? What could be my next? What could be the next candle? How would it open? You got to think fast, guys, if you want to start to now go down to the lower time frames, because look at this bar. It was set up perfectly, ignited red bar, and then look at the full volume take out the wick fill right there at 2,500, drop all the way down right down there to 2,497 and broke 2,500. So just this bar alone in the 15 minutes, that was an 80 pip bar, 80, just like that. So do you guys understand what I mean by when you learn your price action skills, you're developing your playbook in your head that you can pinpoint these setups, boom, 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 like every single time. And sometimes it's not there. Sometimes it will turn up green and come up and then start to close back above here. Then that's an invalid entry. There was no sell setup because the volume pushed back up and closed above here. And then we got to wait patiently to see if the sellers can push it back down. So you got to kind of think fast, guys. And that's a proper setup for exactly what I talk about on these calls. Okay, that's closing right near the low, below the target, and you have your ignited red bar but with no wick, and then just pops and drops, and there's your elevator. Okay, guys, so that was a setup today we sent out to the group. Congratulations to those that banked on it. Keep doing you guys, keep at it, guys. And right over here, okay, so this is Mr. Wong over here, Jensen, with his leather jacket. Like this guy, I love it. I love the leather jacket. Love it. Maybe I'll wear a leather jacket like this. So Nvidia earnings were a beat, shares fall. Okay, so maybe we're gonna see now how the analysts, they'll probably get an upgrade. Okay, so let's talk about that. A lot of the analysts, they might give them an upgrade tomorrow. Okay, so we'll see if they get an upgrade. That would be really positive. Then we might see some buying momentum if they get an upgrade tomorrow or the next day. So we just talked about that, how they beat their earnings. Everything was good. There was a sell-off in the market. Okay, maybe there was some profit taking and everything like that. But what could have probably maybe initiated this move was, did anyone hear about news about SMCI? Do you guys know SMCI? Right over here. Let's take a look at the SMCI chart. This was earlier this morning, okay, before Nvidia. This over here, SMCI, this is on the 4 hours. This is Super Micro Computers Inc., okay? So this is a They own a big market cap too. Big company over here, and they dropped today. You can see right here at 8 a.m. They started to break down from $534 a share, and it dropped. Look at all the way down to $400. So it dropped 25%. 25%. Why? What happened here? So with SMCI, Super Microstock plunged 25% as company delays their annual report following short seller report. So if you want to read this, guys, just go on SMCI, anything, go on the ticker, read the related news, and you'll see exactly what they're talking about here. So this happens. Companies do fail their annual reports, and there was a short seller hedge fund. The announcement comes a day after short seller Hindenburg Research claimed, among other things, accounting manipulation at the artificial intelligence high flyer SMCI. So maybe that started maybe the blood in the street in the chips and in technology over here, and maybe Nvidia had positive earnings, they beat, but with this type of news in the market, maybe it kind of held the market down. I don't know, okay? But there might be opportunities to look if you guys are looking to option chain on this company or invest in it. I got this block down here, right there. Back in 2023, there was a high of 350. It came and retested it again in 2024 January in the start of the year, and then we started to break out in right there. So it might come back down. 350 might be a good opportunity to maybe start a position if you like SMCI. Okay, so we talked about Nvidia, guys. So what I'm doing with Nvidia is on the 4-hour charts is this big green box. I got a big red 4-hour candle that just closed below. So I got to flip this box red. For now, this is supply. Okay, so we didn't get anywhere near 130. That's a shame, but it's here now. We're below here. So now we got to maybe test to see how we trade above 116, 115, or if we come back down and touch 110 or 108 over here before we come into this bigger demand here. So if it comes back up and we get some 4-hour closing above here, I'm going to flip this box, and then we might be looking to come back up in the near future and test 130 again. Okay, but also think about, guys, for a position. If you don't have a position in Nvidia and you're looking for one, this might be an opportunity very, very soon. And remember, when there's fear in the markets and you have capital and you're very disciplined with your trading, there might be opportunities. Okay, and I'm not saying that this is the best opportunity. There might be better opportunities. This thing might even drop further in the next few weeks. But just go in slowly, and accumulate. Think if it's long term, if you're thinking 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, will $1 really affect you if you get in at, let's say, for example, if you bought at 116 or 115? We're not scalping. So if you're looking for long term, just be around these big blocks, and then if you're off by $1 or $2 or $3, will it make a big difference in the long run over a couple years? No. So unless you're really micro scalping the markets, you got to hit everything to the decimal. Okay. I don't want to spend all day on Nvidia, but let's clear that up. Tomorrow, we could see blood in the streets. It might be a red day continuing in the markets. We might see some choppy consolidation, or we might see a V recovery and a nice bounce back tomorrow, okay? But let's get into the charts now, our higher time frames. Let's just talk first about DXY, okay, US dollar. How is it doing? So look at what happened with the US dollar. Remember what we were talking about? This was the second bounce yesterday, okay? And it came all the way back up and closed above here, okay? So we didn't get that liquidity grab. It's not to say that it won't be there maybe in the near future. So what I do with this green box is, again, bring it across. Okay, that's what represented the double bottom on the 4 hours. Now we are closing above this key critical zone right here, which was red, but I'm just going to remove it and I'm going to kind of update it. Okay, so now remember this yellow line. This was a key point of reference for me on the daily, and you see right in here where we had all those impulse breaks above here, but then it got rejected down. So that's going to be my new green block going forward for the US dollar. I want to see if it can maintain above here and stay positive. Okay, if we can stay technically above here, then we could see some strength still coming in on the US dollar. So see how it's coming down right now? We might test in here. It might come back in. It might come retest this, and we might be shooting our way back up to test these highs. 50% of this big red candle is right there. Again, a yellow line, point of reference. I want to see if right there. There's 50% of that big red 4-hour candle, and we touched it 2 times today and got rejected, and now we're coming back down. So will it retest this and continue to fly back up and test up here? And then we're going to see a higher low being built and a new higher high and strength in the US dollar. So we might see continuation selling on gold. We might see our GBP USD. We're going to talk about it. It broke down. That might give us more opportunity to look for more shorts on that. So you guys understand right now, this US dollar right now is bullish right now. Okay, we kind of broke through this double bottom. It broke through. We had confirmation of green 4-hour candle close above, and it made a new high, and we came back down, and it's coming back. It's overall on a higher time frame, it's still bearish, okay? But we're breaking out of here, and we're going to see how tomorrow we react in here. Maybe if we hold this, we're going to come back up and start to break out. It might not hold this box, and then we're going to be trading back in here. Then we will look for right here to hold this green box. And then if that's where they do the big liquidity grab, for example, if it comes back down in here and doesn't hold this, you know what I said, look for that grab, look for it to come back up, then it's got that injection. Then we test this again. Then later next week, we might see a strong US dollar. But this is how it could be forming, guys. So keep US dollar on your charts, guys. Whether you trade it or not, use this for reference. DXY right here, okay? We're almost at 101. Okay, so let's continue moving forward. Let's update gold. How did we do on gold today? Anybody take a trade on gold? Okay, so remember what we were looking at. Last night when we were charting this, we had this red 4-hour candle coming down. I think right after the call, it was right around here at 25/16, 2017. Okay, like right when we got off the call. If you followed the 4-hour candle, it did eventually close down here. Okay, so it did close below. Again, it's not near our entry point. Okay, if you wait for the full 4-hour candle to close, it closed down here. But again, I was just talking about this with the 15-minute candles. So these are 4-hour candles. It closed relatively near the low, okay, but this one has a wick. So when it opened, we assume it might come up green to retest the area right here, 2,515, but it didn't. It's got a really, really low wick. It's basically almost an ignited red 4-hour candle, and then it started to push down. You could have entered your sell right here at 25.11, 25.10, you know, just under here if you missed this bar right here. And it pushed all the way down to our yellow line where it bottomed out right there before this 25.03 area, bottomed out right there. It bottomed out there again, and then it came right back up. And then it closed as a hanging man candle. So you still have the head of the red volume. Then the next 4-hour candle opened up. It was bullish. It came up green, green, green to test the previous open of the 4-hour candle. And then it got rejected. And then we're coming back down. And continued to push. 4-hour volume pushed, broke the previous low, this area where it was holding here, it was holding here, and it was holding here. And we had the push all the way down to the bottom of the green box, 2,493. Okay, and then there was support in the green box. It came back up and closed. And since then, we didn't have 4-hour momentum continuing to push below here and get that full drop, because now we're trading in the green box. So this is that area of demand. Okay, so if we just kind of look at from this point up here to where it came down to, it came down approximately 230 pips, which is okay on a swing trade. But if you didn't get this bar, then did any of you guys enter on this one right here around 25.12? You know, if you missed this one, but you got the 4-hour confirmation that it closed below. Okay, and then you placed your stop loss above. You could have got maybe 200 pips to the bottom. Maybe you banked 100. I don't know, guys. But what now is happening, okay, so let's review now. So we came down. We closed right there. This was a good close. that at 5 a.m. we closed with that volume below this key area. It's just that this was a strong 9 a.m. 4-hour candle where it came back up, came back down. We kind of consolidated. Then we had that big push, and they also gapped it up too. So this is a pullback now. Okay, we're still kind of in the money, but break even or right there, you're out of this trade if you got to break even. If you reduce your stop loss all the way down, if you still have your stop loss, you might be still in the trade. But what we can be looking for now is, okay, so we had the leg that came down, okay, and now it's coming back up. Now we might actually retest this area, this key area where we were looking for the original entry at 25.16. It's coming up right now on this call as we're speaking. So let's watch, like in the next 30 minutes, we should be keeping our eyes on this 4-hour candle. Is it going to come all the way back up and close above there? Then we retest this. Then we might be bullish, coming back all the way through here and testing up here. Or are they going to kind of reject it at right at the area? Okay, and then it's coming down now. It came down, coming back up. Are we going to get rejected here and then look for that next leg to push back down and then close and then push down? Okay, so we're arriving right back to where we started. Okay, we were looking for sells right here, 25.16. It dropped for 200 pips down to 24.93, but a lot of momentum, a lot of buyers were waiting below 2500 right in this green block, how we had it identified, and so it's coming right back up. We'll see if we start to push down. What I would wait for is, I would wait to see if you got rejections. Okay, number one, we got to get rejected here and then see a red bar pushing down. What I would do right now is look at 25.10. I would place a yellow line right here. It's roughly 50% of the 4-hour volume right now, and it's the wick of this candle, it's the wick of that candle, and the wick of this candle. If I personally, I'm going to place an alert here at 25.10. If I start to see it get kind of rejected up here and start coming down red on the 4-hour, and we start to break this, I could be looking to sell below 25.10 and then take it back down in this green box, hopefully to fill these wicks and continue to drop further down to maybe 24.80 and maybe get down to the target. Okay, so that's what I will be looking for continuation sell on gold, but I don't know what's going to happen up here. It might close strong up here and then continue to move up. Okay, so number one, if you were in that trade and you got a few pips, you should have reduced your risk. And then maybe we'll look for another entry. So what I'm going to do is place an alert here at 25.10, add an alert for maybe a continuation sell below 25.10. Question about I always get this question: when do we enter? Do we enter on a 4-hour close? Do we enter on whatever? So if you go to a 2-hour or a 1-hour, just watch the volume when it gets to this point, because you might be able to enter on a lower time frame if you do choose to. See right here on the hourly, this is when it triggered at 10 p.m. Last night after the call. So it came down there and came right back up. Red volume closing below. Next one again. It came up lower high, pushed down, closed again. You could have entered anywhere right here. If you're an hourly trader, you could have even taken this candle. Any one of these candles you could have entered. It's right at this 25.16, and the hourly red volume is still closing below. So you could have got maybe entry right at this point and then took it all the way down. Okay, but on the 4-hour, it didn't happen like that. The 4-hour candle closed all the way down here at 25.10.11. Okay, so you see, if you go to the 1-hour, maybe you got in 50 pips earlier, 40, 50 pips earlier. But if you wait for the 4-hour, then wait for the 4-hour, okay? But, and then also, if it's at one of these key critical areas, I would continue to just maybe focus on some consolidation. Maybe it trades choppy sideways around here because we're right back at this important neckline. Okay, maybe we'll see if gold comes all the way back up. Who knows? Maybe this is going to be the start of a real bullish leg coming through here for new all-time highs. I'd like to judge how and where these 4-hour candles close. Okay, so what I would be thinking with gold is, first of all, we got to see how this 4-hour candle will close and how the next ones will open. Maybe if we get red volume breaking this, maybe we can look for continuous selling pressure, continue push down. But if we get strong 4-hour green candles closing above here, we could be taking our way back up to all-time highs. So hopefully your stop loss is at, you either grabbed a few pips and you got a trailing stop loss, or if you got full exposure and you're still up there, then you missed out on 200 pips, but now it's coming right back up. Okay, so we'll continue to monitor gold as the days go on, but I will be looking to maybe continue selling below 25.10 and take it back down into the green box, hopefully lower. Okay, any questions on gold before we move forward? Do you guys have any questions? Did you guys understand gold, that red leg that came down? Did you guys see how it got caught in that green box? We didn't get some big red body candles close below it or close near the bottom of these wicks. So that's why I have it as a big green box. It's green for a reason. This is where all this bullish volume came through here, and we traded right into it, and it came right back up. So sometimes also when we're scalping the markets, sometimes like for example, if these were 5-minute candles and you got one 5-minute candle, a second 5-minute candle, and a third 5-minute candle, this could have been like a 30 pip, 40 pip move on gold in 15 minutes. But when you're approaching into a green box, sometimes you got to be disciplined to pip and dip, because it's a big green box, and then you're coming right back up, and it will come back to where you entered, and then you just gave away 30 pips on a scalp. And also on a 4-hour trade, you gave away 200 possible pips here. So, but if this continued to close red below here, high probability gold would have continued selling off down to 24.73. But they held it here, so there's nothing we can do about it. The market held gold right here, and it's moving back up. So we're going to see, will it attempt back up in this all-time high supply? Will it not even get in there because it's going to start to get rejected here at this 25.16 and then push back down? So just take it, guys, 4 hours at a time, or if you want, like how I said, you watch it on the 1 hour or the 2 hour, whatever your comfort is, whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, so next is, let's talk about GBP USD. Okay, so GBP USD, pretty similar to gold, what we were just talking about. Okay, so I was looking for a sell below 132.12, I believe it was, right here. It actually, okay, let's follow this. Okay, so it came red down. We have lower lows and lower highs. The 4-hour candle right here, 5 a.m., did it close below 132.12 around here, this yellow line? Yes, it did. We had the volume close below. Okay, so number one, we always ask ourselves, did the volume, full body of volume, close below this key area, or did it not? Okay, it's yes or no. This apparently did. Okay, so now what is the next thing that should be going through your head? For me, I'm just telling you kind of like what goes through my head is, first thing I do is I see it close below. I look at the wick. Is it a long wick? Is it a short wick? Is there no wick? So this one has a wick, but it's not like a really long one. It's not a really short one. There is a wick there. Okay, so it came down all the way down there and it came back up. So there was a little bit of buying pressure down there. Okay, obviously there's going to be a little bit of buying pressure because we're trying to break this current uptrend that's coming up. We're trying to break all of this support, so it's not easy. We tested down there, the buyers brought it right back up. So therefore, there's the body that closed below. Now, what's next? Can the candle open ignited red and continue to drop and fill the wick and drop even further? Yes, it can. But I always assume the opposite, okay? Because there was a wick. So then I assume that the momentum off of that wick is coming up as buyers, and then the next bar will open up with that momentum and continue to go up where we test our supply or our resistance, okay? So you see how it opened green? And it came up green, 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 all the way up there. Okay. Then remember, this is a 4-hour candle. So you got to kind of watch what's going on here for a couple hours. Then it got rejected. Okay. And it's a lower high from here, lower high from here, and lower high from here. So the selling pressure is pushing it down. The offers are pushing it down gradually, and it pushed down again. Then it got rejected. It's coming down. Now it's coming down, red, 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 and then below the target. So right here, you had the opportunity to enter in on a sell right here. Okay, when it broke again, you had the volume close below, but then it came up green, but then you see the rejection, and then now you could enter this. Okay, so what I got to do now is the volume is below the green box. I have to make red right now. Okay, remember, I'm updating the charts now. Okay, so it's a red box going across. And we filled all the way down to where? To this yellow line. Okay, the yellow line is not a secret why I put this yellow line here. There's a body, a wick, and a wick. You see, it came down 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours there, 4 hours there, 4 hours there, and could not break 131.80. Okay, we filled that zone technically. We filled it. It wasn't a big move. Remember when we marked this yesterday? What did I say? It was about 33 pips from here to fill down to there. 33 pips, yeah, around there. Remember, this is GBP USD, okay? So this is Forex. We're not going to get huge, monstrous moves on these. So it filled. It technically did what it needed to do to come down here. Did we get any red volume? Did we get any of this 4-hour red volume closing below here? This key critical point, because if we did, then maybe we would have been pushing down a little further. So it looks like the US dollar had some strength and then caught a pullback. That's how gold was dropping down too, then found some critical support and bounced back up. Same with GBP USD. Same now thought pattern now. Now we're pulling back up, but we might be pulling back up to the supply. Okay, just like what I talked about with gold. Very, very similar. See how we're pushing down with this leg? We could not close below this key point of control here. And now it's coming back up green, green. Is it going to retest the red box? And then they push it back down. And then what we want to do is put an alert right here at 131.80. Because if we start to push with 4-hour volume below here, we might get that close, retest this. Then we get our massive drop that we're waiting for. Okay? So I'm going to, just like I did with gold, I placed an alert at that key line. I'm going to place another alert right here to alert me if GBP USD can get back down to 131.80, and then maybe I can continue selling below here. I could also maybe initiate another sell back up here. If it comes up here and starts to get rejected and follow this leg back down, I could possibly add another sell up here. Okay, but I have to be very careful because we have bullish candles coming up. This might be invalid. If we get another 4-hour candle coming up through here and maybe closing above here, then that red box, I got to flip it green because it got 4-hour volume closing above. It might pull back, turn to a green box as demand, and then all of a sudden it's coming back up to test in here. Okay, but what could be developing now is a larger 4-hour head and shoulder. Okay, right over here, you have your left shoulder. Okay, do you guys see here? Left shoulder. And then above us, we have the head that broke out right there. And then now you see how we're trading back in the same zone, which is our right shoulder. Okay, so do you see these 3 rectangle boxes? Okay, so naturally, we are coming up to test the right shoulder. Okay, so we could be looking for this. The consolidation, we broke out, which made the head, we came back down, now we're inside this box. So what I'm looking for is, can we come back up, get rejected, and then start pushing down, and then we break this critical shoulder, and then we get our drop. Make sense, guys? So that's what I'm looking for the remainder of this week on GBP USD. Okay, I'm looking for 131.80 to continue to break bearish, and we look to come down to 130.80. That would be approximately 100 pips from the yellow line to the yellow line, and then maybe down to there. Okay, so this play is taking a long time to develop, and it's not there yet. Okay, so we maybe got to see how it trades tomorrow. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah, SST Rob, cable's the old man's pair. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it, but it is it's a slow crawler, but it's nice. It's very technical. Okay, you can learn a lot. You can learn so much from GBP USD. Even on the lower time frames, you can learn so much. And then once you get comfortable with this type of price action, then you can start to bring it into faster moving securities like maybe S&P, maybe Dow Jones, maybe Nasdaq, maybe gold, maybe oil. But this is a good security to get started. If you're a beginner, if you're learning about technicals, if you're learning about price action, I would recommend focus on Euro USD, focus on GBP USD, and you might do really well with this. Okay, but it trades completely different than gold. It trades completely different than Nasdaq, what you might be used to. So you got to understand, like this zone fill is worth 33 pips on GBP USD on a 4 hour. Like this on another security might be 100 pips or 150 pips, just the same zone. It's all about volume. Okay, do you guys understand thought process? Okay, if we get green candle come back and close above here, then you got to flip this box, and then we have to wait for it to come back down, because then it might turn bullish and then all of a sudden it's coming up here. Okay, but we might have now consolidation in the right shoulder right over here. Okay, and then we'll continue to update this, but it is perfect head and shoulder so far, the way how it's coming back up. Maybe we get the rejection, come back down. Okay, next, any questions on GBP USD before we move forward? Okay, we're going to talk about oil, then I'm going to introduce maybe one or two more securities that we can watch this week, something completely different. Okay, do you guys understand the explanations on GBP USD? Let me know. Do you want me to clarify anything, or are we all good? Yeah. And remember, guys, if you entered the sell, okay, the stop loss is up here. You know, it is pulling back. But again, if you never took out 30 pips, I don't think you did, you know. I didn't. I'm still in this trade. So yes, it could come back up. It could put me in a little bit of drawdown up here, but I'm looking to see if it will continue to push down, because I want the bigger move below here. Okay, so remember, if 33 pips, remember we're looking for swing trades. We're not looking to kind of scalp the market. We want more than 30 pips. We want kind of maybe get into the 100 pip range. Okay, so we got to maybe allow this play to continue to develop. Okay, but without panicking. It might come up here and put us in 20 pips, 30 pips of drawdown. Okay, it's trading, guys. Welcome to the game of trading. You gotta sometimes not panic and allow trades to develop. Remember, this is a 4 hour setup. This is not 40 minutes. This is not, we're not scalping. Okay, so we gotta allow this thing some time to develop. We did have some confirmation of the red volume close below, and we did have a rejection. But when we broke this next area of support, you see the buyers brought it back up. The buyers brought it back up. Unfortunately, the sellers did try. They did try to break it down here. But no follow through, no closing volume. So you can see the demand is high right here. It's still holding. This is what creates head and shoulder patterns. It's the buyers are still in the market waiting. Okay, let's move over to U.S. oil. This one was kind of invalid. No trade here. Okay. Sometimes this happens. My thought process, let me just run you through my thought process. Okay, yesterday, we caught this nice buy last week. Beautiful. Coming down from this descending channel, making these lower lows, lower highs. We found a nice bottom down in here. We were looking for buys at 72.50, which produced 500 pips coming all the way up to here. But this lower high resistance started to bring the market back down. So I was looking to see if the green box here would start to hold and the buyers would come in. And this is kind of what I was looking for this red leg coming down into the bigger green box. And I was looking for the buyers from all of this to hold this area, $75 and about 50 cents in support, and come back up and maybe start to break $76.50. And then I was technically looking for this move to continue with the higher highs and crude oil to continue to go bullish, possibly to $80 a barrel. But we had crude oil inventories come out this morning. Maybe that kind of affected the supply and demand. But no trade, okay? So I don't think anybody on this call should have looked for an oil buy because we were nowhere near 76.50. Like the highest it got to was below $76, 75.90. Okay, so no trade. Sometimes it happens. Could you have sold below here? You could have if you wanted to. But I got to continue to update the charts now. Okay, so this area didn't develop. Now, the green box, volume is below it, correct? So I'm just going to flip the box now from green to red. Remember, we got to do our daily updates. You have to on any time frame that you're on. We're on the 4-hour charts. We got to continue updating. We got to do our homework. So, and then now I just follow it. It came down, it closed red. And then we had a further push down at 6 a.m., right down into here, $73.77 right in here, support. Came back up, closed inside here with a spin top. Again, now 10 a.m. This is when we have the crude oil inventory report come out. Again, it pushed down, back down in here. Did any red volume close below this yellow line? No, it came back up right into that red box now, and then they pushed it back down. So again, an inside bar consolidation, no direction, and then it continued to push down bearish right through here and come down. But again, we're not getting any more follow through currently with selling pressure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate this area from the red box to the yellow line. Okay, maybe I'm going to watch now crude oil, the way how it kind of consolidates in here. Now, you know where I was originally looking from yesterday? I was looking for a buy at 76.50. Now what I can do is I can lower my buy order to the top of the red box. Now I lowered it $1 whole. I'm now looking for maybe buys this week at 75.50. But I'm not just going to enter on a buy wherever I want. I'm going to see if it can kind of continue to accumulate here and build like a double bottom and still respect this yellow line. I don't want to see any red volume on the closing below 74 and a quarter or $74. I want to see it come back up. Maybe I get that push and then I get the pullback, flip the red box to green. If it starts to get a wick in there or a bullish engulfing candle, ignited candle, that could be my opportunity to buy. And I'm looking to come back up to 76.50, the original buy position. But I want with more volume that they picked up down here in the depth of market and they bid it up, I'm looking to break 76.50 and then come right back up to 77.50. And then maybe it might be pull back there and we form a higher low at 76.50, pick up our buyers, and then we're breaking, and then we're on our way to $80. Okay, so I'm still going to continue with bullish bias. I know someone's going to say to me, Ron, we'll look at the overall picture. It's selling down. It pulled back, real nice pullback right there. Then it sold back down. We kind of bought this leg coming right through there, and now it's selling back down. It could come all the way right back down here. Okay, and maybe we update this tomorrow. Maybe U.S. oil is nowhere near our buy, and then we're going to do the same thing tomorrow. Maybe we see it approaching now our green demand box, and then we might be looking to buy maybe above 72.50. So you see how I'm still kind of keeping my bullish bias with crude oil, but I don't need to just take buys everywhere. I'm going to continue to wait patiently and let the volume dictate how it moves at these levels. If I want to flip my bias and short sell, I could. If you guys want to do this, I even told you with gold, guys. But I want to keep it one bias only. Okay, I don't want to flip flop every single day. Say I'm buying, say I'm selling, say I'm buying. Because then we're getting back more into kind of like the scalping the markets. Okay, I want to keep us one bias, so we make it easy for everybody. If you guys want to do this, if you start to see crude oil closing red below here, yeah, and then it pulls back and it gets rejected right here at 74.30 at this yellow line and starts, you could go into a sell and then it could possibly come all the way back down there. Okay? Just like with gold. You can play these 4-hour zones if you like, and trade within these 4-hour zones, but you might not get the big moves. You might get just the zone to zone fill, but measure it so you know. So from this yellow line, like if maybe you're looking to sell to come down there, it's approximately 175 pips. And then when it comes down there, a big buyer could be waiting and take it right back up. But you've maybe netted at least 100, maybe 150, maybe maximum 175 pips. If you're good with that, grab your pips and get out of the market. Okay. Do you guys understand my bias on U.S. oil? Okay. It's still. Whoa! I don't want to move that. Okay. It's still. What do I want to say here? It's still bullish from this big leg up. Okay, there was a nice pullback, and maybe we're going to start to consolidate, and then we start our new leg coming back up. Okay, if I was an aggressive swing trader, let me just make this clear to everybody. I'm a very aggressive scalper. When it comes to scalping, I'm very, very aggressive. Okay, if I'm an aggressive swing trader, you see how I'm being very disciplined and I'm waiting at the top of 75.50. See right here, I can see that there is some structure already on these indecision candles right here at 74.71. If I wanted to, I could look for a 4-hour buy, like right there. You see this bullish candle, how it's printing right now? If it can start to maybe push back in here and close and then retest this, I could potentially look for a buy there and take it all the way up to the red box, and I'm in profit now. Before 75.50, then I see what happens. Okay, but that's if you're a really aggressive swing trader. I don't recommend that until we kind of get in the habit of learning how to swing trade. So I'm going to stay disciplined up there at 75.50. Okay, so I'm going to put this back up. 75.50. Are we okay? And I'm going to place an alert up there. So I do alerts with these yellow lines. 75.50. Are you guys updating your charts with me, or are you guys just like making notes? Okay, so I've created an alert. Remember, alerts are awesome. So you can get alerted. You don't have to sit and physically watch this chart all day. Okay, when it gets there, if it does, you will get a notification, and then it's time to look, either watch the 4-hour candle, go down to the 2-hour, or go down to the 1-hour candle. That's up to you, okay? And then I just want to make one thing clear. If you stay disciplined like this, then you're going to eliminate I should be buying here, I should be selling here, tomorrow I should be buying here, next day I should be selling here, and then you're again all over the market. Try and stick all week with one clean bias and see how it plays out. You might not hit a trade every single day, but the majority of times, if you do hit the trade, it'll be a profitable trade. And then you're going to start to learn how to start to compound your account. You're going to start to learn a little bit of confidence on taking entries. You're also going to learn a lot about patience and discipline. If you learn patience and discipline on 4-hour setups, when you come to scalp 5-minute candles, you're going to love scalping. Because now you're going to understand, okay, it might not be there. Maybe I wait another 15, 20, or 30 minutes. But I know but stick with one directional bias, always on the higher time frames, unless you're at critical point of control areas, okay? Again, there's no set playbook. You know what I mean? Every single day, every candle is different, okay? But when you have the right mindset, the market can throw anything at us, but if you're patient and you're waiting, then you're waiting. But then when you do take a trade, it'll probably be high probability be a positive one, and then you can just slowly start to compound your account with minimal losses. If you're just switching and then you want to go into a sell, it might sell down, but look at here, it sold down and it came back up. It sold down and it came back up. This one sold down and it came back up. They're all higher lows. So let's say, for example, you get excited and then you were thinking to buy, but then now you want to sell, and then now it's red, and then you sell, and then it just comes down maybe 10, 20 points, and it catches another wick, and all of a sudden it's a bullish move coming back up here, and then you're back originally where you were looking for a buy. Now you're in drawdown because you were looking for that sell, and then now you're all confused. Then you don't know, should I buy here? Should I close my sell? What do I do? Do I take another sell? And then it comes down here, and then you add two sells, and all of a sudden it's breaking out bullish because you're kind of confusing yourself. That's what most traders do. They're confusing themselves. They're kind of hedging against their own bias. Every single opportunity they get, they're trying to buy. Every opportunity they're selling. Stick with one directional bias if you can, and play it out for the entire week. Maybe on Monday there's no trade. Maybe on Tuesday you fix up your charts. And then maybe Wednesday might be the opportunity. Then go Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe you make 100, 200, 300 pips. You're well on your way, and then same playbook next week. Okay, guys. So this is kind of the theme what I want to do in these Tokyo sessions. Okay. I know everyone's going to say, well, Ron, shit, you missed an opportunity to sell. I know that, guys. I'm a scalper, so I miss out on a lot of opportunities, but I don't want you guys trading 4-hour candles as if you're a scalper. I really want you guys pick any security, whatever is your favorite security, do a top-down analysis, start off with the weekly, go down to the daily, and then look for your 4-hour setups, but have a directional bias, okay? Pick one. You're either a buyer or you're a seller. And then just, at the end of the trading day, just fix your charts. Just readjust, clean them up, and then look again for the next day, okay? The volume will move. So I'm going to stick with looking for buys above 75.50, okay? That's for US oil. Okay, so we've talked about, it's 9 o'clock, 30 more minutes we're going to go. I'm just going to throw two securities at us, and let's just see. Let's start off with, we talked about this yesterday, USD JPY, okay? Anybody trade this pair, USD JPY? So this is the US dollar, Japanese yen. Anybody? Learning it, Rob? Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so I'll learn it with you, Rob. Let's go to the higher time frame, what I was just talking about. Let's just go to the weekly. Okay, we're not going to do a 1 hour analysis. Let's just see how this thing is moving. If we haven't traded this in a long time or have no idea what's going on, the US dollar is showing lots of strength, where it pushed all through here up to 144 pullback. Okay, so I can see clearly there 127, 128. You can see that there's support in this area. It was support right there, support right there. Bring it into the future. Okay, are we going to come back down to 126, 128? We're at 144 now. I don't think so, but just visually, do you guys see what I see? Okay, there was support there and support there. Okay, we're nowhere near this area. Okay, so then there has to be some new support levels above us. Do we see any more? Okay, I can see right here that there's a new level above us. Okay, I'm just looking at the obvious levels. Okay, there was resistance, resistance, turn to support, support again, bring this across. Okay, so the last couple weeks, we dipped right here. The week of August 5th, the first week of August, we came down red all the way down in there, and it wicked out of there, okay? And then it pushed up bullish, but look at this weekly candle, okay? So same thing, same price action analysis. This weekly candle opened, closed, half of it is right here. You see we're still below half, okay? We can do this with any time frame, okay? But I can also see structure here. I can see here was a top where there was resistance. Look in the past over here in October of 2022. Remember, now I'm looking all the way at, why is Ron looking at 2022? I'm just trying to show you how to identify key big levels, okay? Because we want to swing trade off of these big blocks. Right there, you see the big rejection. Bring this right there. For 3 weeks, we could not break above there. Bring it across. Again, we could not break above there. Finally, you got some weekly green volume closing above. Now the box is green. Now we bring it across, and now look, it kind of represents just not exactly 50%, but we're right there. Bring this across, okay, into the future. It cannot be green because the volume is below us, so this has to be resistance or supply above us, okay? Sellers are still pushing this down. Now you see we're trading inside here. So I can start to consolidate this even more. I can see the highest high up here was July of 2024, 161. Maybe that's an all-time high. Who knows? Okay. If you want to double check if that's an all-time high, go to your higher time frame, monthly. No, it's not. Look at it. Okay. If I bring this all the way, now I identified it, and then to the left, look, I can see we came back to 160s. Look, in 1989, okay, I was 7 years old here. I was trading at that time. I was scalping at 7 years old, okay? I was doing the same thing at 7 years old. I'm just joking, okay? Don't believe that. But you see here, guys, okay? I'm looking 1989. I'm looking at 1986, okay? Same shit. Technicals don't lie. There's a block there, a block there. Why would there not be a block in 2024, okay? If we continue to pop out of here, look at that wick right there. 1978, okay? I wasn't even born. I should have a block here. From that wick to those wicks, right there, who knows? Only God knows. If it comes back up here, we got 175, 177 block, okay? Okay, I'm doing a little bit extreme on this call, okay, I understand, but I just want to show you guys, we can chart back in 1978, you know, okay? So I got a supply box above us. Okay? We could go back to the 1950s if we have to. Okay, price action doesn't lie. Okay, so let's go back to the weekly. Now you see we're kind of consolidating in here. Okay, what's the overall trend? Okay, hopefully all of you guys are going to say bullish. Okay, the overall trend. Let's just from here where it started in 2020, there was a bottom. Okay, created some support there, holding trend line. If we see again what it's doing here, we started at a bottom right here, and we broke it. Okay, we kind of broke this trend right here. So it closed below, it came back up. Look, it retested that kind of trend line below that red box, and we continue to push down. Okay, so now let's find some, just maybe some critical areas here. So this big red candle is the majority of the volume right now. This was August 19 last week. So yellow line, let's cut this red body in half. Okay, very simple. There it opened, there it closed, cutting it in half right there. Okay, am I close to a nice psychological area? 146.05. I'm off by 5 points off of 146 block. Okay, but now I test it into the past right there, kind of came red, right off the yellow line, back up. Here it kind of came up green, yellow line, back down. Here it came up green, yellow line, back down. Here it came up green, yellow line, back down. Here it closed above the yellow line, bullish ignited candle formed, and then there was the pullback right there to the yellow line and continue to take off. So you see how now we can pinpoint real lines now. Now we can get down to the decimal points. Like now we're not playing games. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you guys with USD JPY, I'm asking you guys now, okay, because I gave you guys my bias on gold, GU, and oil. You guys tell me, what are we going to look for on this? What you see right now in the weekly, do you guys want to go with a 4-hour bias, and I'll look for our zones for us, or do you guys think we should sell? What do you guys think? Just give me right now what you see on the weekly, and then we'll bring it down to the daily. I just want to get everyone more interactive, okay? And we're gonna work USD JPY as a team here. What do you guys think? Sell, Val, Riccardi, sell, Val, sell. Anybody else? What do you guys got? Come on, give me something. Wolf Boy, thank you, bro. Give me your input, Wolf Boy. Come on, what do you guys think? Okay, Juanito, you see downtrend, Desmond sell. Okay, 4 people all said sell. Now, why are we thinking of selling? Okay, it's overall very bullish, but we have maybe a trend break right now. Okay, we broke. It hasn't made any new lower lows. We haven't broke this block. Okay, but kind of retested and pushing down. So we're still below 50% of that weekly volume. So maybe we're going to continue to push down. Now let's get out of the weekly and let's go to the daily. Let's see how it's been moving the last few days. Okay. So Look at the daily now. Starting up here. This is where that big red candle closed below. This was July 11. Okay, so this is most recent. July 11. We're not talking about 1978 here. We're talking now July 11. Let's just draw. Okay, do we see a trend coming down? Yes, we do. Is it continuing to push down? Yes, it is. Let's continue with this trend coming all the way down. Okay, so it is currently pushing down. Remember this white line? This is the bigger, the weekly trend. Okay, this is more of a just last couple weeks, the daily candles. So we did push nicely. We closed below this zone. There's the red candle that closed below, came back up green, and then it pushed all the way down. Okay, found some good support. Now look at our daily point of interest. Let's find a yellow line right here. Look at the bodies. Okay, so let's just place a yellow line maybe right here. Okay, as many touches as I can get. Okay, so I get that wick right there, I get that wick, and I get that wick. Okay, so this yellow line is holding. Now we're kind of consolidating on the daily. Okay, so it is, what do you guys think? We're consolidating maybe a double bottom area. Okay, so let's just follow me. What could happen here? It came down. Okay, see, there's the support, one support. It recovered. The buyers recovered it right here. They brought it right back up to the trend lines. Okay, right there. There's our neckline. That's our resistance. Then the sellers controlled the market again, and they brought it all the way right back down. Now, look at it. It's forming the double bottom. The doctor, you got it, the double bottom. Okay, so what could generally happen here? It could accumulate, and we might break down. Remember this white line? This is the short-term trend line, this one that's coming down. Maybe we break out of here, and then maybe it pulls back and we retest this. Then all of a sudden it's bullish again, coming where? To retest the monthly trend line right here and the red block. Okay, and then we see, will we break 150? 150.50. It doesn't get any more psychological with all those 50s. 150.50. Okay, it might come up here. We might break through, maybe pull back, flip the box, red to green, and then we might be going off. Then everyone that said sell, you see, we might be invalidated. Okay, so then our sell bias, we got to throw that out the window. Then the double bottom takes over. But what happens, guys, if it just kind of, now let's look for the double bottom that we said, one bottom, there's the neckline, now it's coming back down. What happens if it does develop a double bottom there, but it only comes up, maybe retraces back up to here, and then that's it, it's a lower high, and then sellers continue push it down, and they kind of close it below the double bottom, and then we're dropping even further. Okay, so you see how maybe when we were looking at the weekly, the higher time frames, everyone, no question, we said sell. But you see now when we bring it down to the daily, maybe now we're like, maybe it might be a double bottom. Maybe the buyers are going to come in now. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you guys, what do you guys think now on a daily? What is to break above here or to break below here? Tell me a buy above here to go with that double bottom breakout, or do you guys think sell below here? What do you guys think now? Will I switch your mindset? Or are you guys still in the sell position now? Now that you see the daily, what do you guys think? Gotta wait. Oh, doctor, you've been studying. Okay, so maybe we gotta wait. So this is the patience. This is the discipline. Maybe we allow the market to tell us some more information before we just kind of go all in. Because maybe the market now is, look at the last few days is green, red, green. We might come back red, might be green. So it's accumulating for the next leg. The next leg might be breaking out bullish, or the next leg might be continuing to drop down. So let's go to the 4 hour, okay? The 4 hour time frames. And this is what we take our setups on, okay? So let's take a look at our 4 hours. Okay, so now we got some 4 hour structure in the market now. Okay, right up here. You see the 4 hour structure? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this line. See this yellow line? It's all the way up here. I can bring this yellow line and modify it. I'm going to bring it down to here. Okay, So why did I bring it down to here? Look at the price action. See how it came down, yellow line, back up. Came down, touched the yellow line, back up. Here it broke, but look at all the volume closing right at the yellow line and then back up. Here this red bar closed with volume below the yellow line, then we got that next leg down. We came all the way right back up. There's our neckline, 146.08, and they pushed it down. We're coming back up. We tried it right there, and now we're pulling back. Okay, so we're building a higher low on the 4 hours. Okay, so now this is where I draw my green box on the 4 hour. Okay, let's look in the past right here. Do you guys see right there? Okay, just look at what I just did right there. If you don't follow, just don't be shy, let me know. You guys see what I just did there? I just looked right kind of in the zone where it came down right there, came back up, came in the green box, back up, and then started this big green leg up. So it's safe to say that this is a 4 hour area of support. It was right here. I can tell you the exact date. Tuesday, August 6th, 9 a.m., Wall Street market open. That entire day, Tuesday, this is where the buyers came in. So let's just kind of bring this box into the future, and then let's kind of just analyze it the last few days here. So right here, Wednesday, 5 a.m., it came down red into our green box, came back and closed above. It continued to push bullish, but you see it couldn't break our neckline right here. So then sellers pushed it right back down to our green box. Then the buyer said, I'm coming right back in. And they closed it right here. Inside bar consolidation, spin top 50-50, let's flip a coin. Doesn't really give us any direction. Then who took over? The sellers took over. They brought it right back down, but then it came back up and closed right here. Next 4 hour candle, it just came down red all the way back down to our green box and come in. So you see, guys, I'm going to kind of stretch this into the future. Okay, so let's now just look at RSI. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this indicator, but let's see if it's telling us anything. Okay, so I like to use this indicator to tell me whether we're are we somewhere where we're overbought up here above 70 or above, or are we somewhere down here where we're oversold 30 or below, or are we just kind of near the 50? Okay, so I can see we are below the 50, which is, neutral. So there's no strength and there's no weakness. It's just consolidating here. So maybe I'd like to see more of the strength start to break above 50 and get above there. Then we might get into some strong buying territory. Then maybe the 4 hour candles will naturally break out of all of this resistance and start to push up. But if they fail up here, then the weakness, the sellers could come back in and just push it down. Then we break, and then we might be continuing to sell. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys now on the 4 hour, you tell me buy or sell, and I'll set it up for us what I think. Okay, and then just look when they grab liquidity down here. So Sunday, August 4 and 5, Monday, the start of the week, they came down there, came all the way down to 141.70. They gobbled it up and closed it back above here. And since then, we've been pushing. We pulled all the way right back down to this critical yellow line, came back up. We're not breaking here, push back down, coming back up. So we're kind of in this tight area. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, number one is I think we should consolidate this zone till we get a little bit more information out of here. But what do you guys think we should do here? Continue selling? Continue selling. Sergeant KLR, Courtney, continue selling? Okay. If you guys think we continue sell, I think maybe we're going to go with it. Okay. Look at the bigger monthly trend line. We're still pushing down. But where do we take our sell? Okay. Tony, big sell. Where do we take it? Do we want to? Okay. Listen to me, guys. Okay. You know when I set these up? Okay. Do we take the sell right below that green box and we go in right here at 144, let's say 144 flat? Do we go in there? What could happen there is, let me walk you through it, and just so we know. It could break and come down right through here, okay? Let's say we get a 4 hour candle close below. We get confirmation like this guy right here, that 4 hour candle close below. And we look for 4 hour candle come up and get rejected. We get the rejection. Now we're entering the sell, and we have to be careful at this yellow line, because when it came down there, the buyers brought it right back up, and there was 3 times here where it held. Okay, so we got to know if we take this sell, it could just come like right down here again and then go back up. Okay, so we have to be very careful. Sometimes in situations like this, I maybe will look for the sell below here. Okay, but what I do is I measure the zone. I measure it, okay, to see if it's worthwhile, how many pips exactly it is. From the green box down to the yellow line, 40 pips, 42, 43 pips. Okay, so we could either kind of initiate a sell here and we wait for it to test down in here and give us full confirmation that it's ready to really fall down and test, maybe fill those wicks and come down to the top of our green box right there, or we kind of get a little bit more aggressive with this trade and maybe we start to initiate right here. Do you guys think option 1 we get a little aggressive, or do you guys think option 2 maybe at that point of control? Option 1 is aggressive sell. Option 2 is right below the yellow line. Okay, what do you guys think? Option 2, Juanito, below the yellow line, 2. A lot of you guys are 2. Okay, then if you guys want to go with option 2, let's go with option 2. Okay, so, and we'll monitor this. Okay, remember, this might not develop tomorrow. This might maybe on Friday, maybe going into next week. Like we might find a nice swing sell setup. We don't have to go in right away. Okay, we can allow this thing to develop. Let's all go with option 2. Okay, so if let me put the alert right here. Okay, so we're looking right here, this yellow line. Right click it, add an alert here, create it. So we've got our alert. 143.61. Okay, 143.60 area. Okay, now if we get the body to come down here, okay, we get our move to come down, we get a physical red body closing below here, we assume it will come up green, give us our retest, and then we go in. Okay, so if we go in right here, where do we place the stop loss? Do we want to place the stop loss above the zone, or do we want to go all the way above the bigger neckline and try and be safe up there, above 145? Okay, we're giving it, like, if we're taking a sell here, you see how much breathing room we're giving it in case it pulls back. We could go really, really, like tight and be right above there. But what happens if we go into the sell and we sell it right there, then it comes back up and then it tests right there, we get kind of tapped out, we get stopped out, and then it goes down, okay? And then that's a shame. But it happens in trading. But that doesn't mean that you can't go back in. You just got to wait patiently again down here for that volume to close below, and it maybe, but you got stopped out. So sometimes I like to give it room to breathe above structure, okay? So it depends how much you guys want to risk. That's the thing. And then what is our reward? Okay, so if I'm giving it more room to breathe, I obviously want the bigger reward. So I want it to break below here, 142.16, like right here. 142.23. To break below there, maybe test our green box. Maybe we can come in 50% of the green box, right in there, okay? And then that would be a fill of those wicks, and then really they drop it down in there, okay? Now I look at the risk to reward. It's about a 1 to 2 on my money. Again, sometimes I'm giving it a big room to breathe, but what happens if it nails that and starts dropping? Then as it's going down, maybe if it approaches that yellow line, I don't need to keep that big stop loss up there. Then our job is to reduce our stop line and eventually get it down to break even, okay? And then you got zero risk in the trade. You're up a little bit of profit, and hopefully this thing can continue breaking down. Okay, so I'm going to go with this. This is our setup as a group, okay? But what we'll do is tomorrow again we'll update this thing. Maybe it's bullish. Who knows? Maybe it's up here closing and we're ready to reverse bullish. Maybe it's trading down inside this area right down in here and getting ready to drop. Who knows? Maybe it's already triggered and we're in a sell tomorrow, okay? But are we all on the same page that this one we worked together, okay? So this one, USD JPY, we're all looking for this type of sell. You know, if you're an aggressive seller and you want to grab those 40 pips from right here to come down there, you certainly can. That's where maybe I'd look for scalping. So this is what I do. See this little zone in here? This is where you can go to the 15-minute or the 5 minutes right here. And then you see the 15-minute candles? These are 15-minute candles. What I can do is I can set an alert right here at 144.044. Set an alert there. And if you get a 15-minute candle start coming down, maybe it goes back up, then a 15-minute candle right there, you'll get an alert. You'll get a ping. A 15-minute candle is starting to break 144.044, and let's say we push down, we get that red 15-minute close below, and then go again with your price action. Is it closing near the low? How big is the wick? Is it a short wick, long wick? Assume it might come up and retest this. You flip that green box red, it gets rejected. Maybe we go in a 15-minute sell just to come down to that yellow line. And then that's it. We collect inside here, this zone. From the top to the bottom, what do we say it is? 40 to 45 pips. Get in and get out. That might be you're scalping this little zone. And then we wait for the bigger 4-hour volume to break our bigger level. Does that make sense, guys? You know, you can also look for big swing trades, but you can also scalp in between. Like you can, as long as you got the right mindset. When you know you're a scalper, you're looking for 10, 15, 20, 30 pips, pip and dip, in and out, boom, 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 boom. But if we're looking for the bigger setups, then we wait for the bigger volume. We wait for the 4-hour big guy to come down and give us that confirmation. But if you want to scalp inside there, you can, as long as you're disciplined, okay? All right, so guys, we got about 5-10 more minutes. I want to go do one more chart. Okay, I'll go a little bit faster on the next one. And these charts, guys, I will upload in the Discord under the 4-hour swing setups. Okay, so this one will be one we'll monitor. 4-hour sell setup on USD/JPY below 143.60. Okay, guys. Now let's just take a look at one more chart in here. Let's see. Okay, NZD USD. Let's have some fun. NZD USD. Look at this 4-hour uptrend. Okay. Do we need RSI? RSI it was overbought here. It was still pushing up. RSI was overbought here, and it's still pushing up. Okay, so it's clear. There is some bearish divergence here. Okay, but this thing is massive right now. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't traded NZD USD in years. Okay, so it's been a minute since I've traded this thing. But that doesn't say that I can't trade it. So let's go quickly on the weekly. Let's just get an update as to what's going on here. These are weekly candles. Right away, okay? I can see a big bottom right here in 2022. Okay, so big green box. Are we anywhere near 55 cents? No. Okay, so we're moving from the bottom. Here's another good zone which held support at 58, 59 cents. Why here? Because look, there's structure. Okay, 50% of this big red candle turned to support right there. Bring it across support, support, support. We're holding. Okay, we're building higher lows. And now we got some resistance. Okay, we got a wick. Look at a wick there, wick there, wick there, wick there, a wick there, and a wick there. So we can clearly see where the market is keeping this thing down since January of 2023, right here. Okay, we're coming up there now, but we're getting really, really overbought on the 4 hours. Okay, so we might just maybe we tag up here, and that might be our beautiful time to sell the market on this specific pair. Okay, so let's watch this thing. It might take 1 week to develop, but we might get an amazing sell setup here. But we're going to, remember, break it down slowly, okay? If it has an impulse break, liquidity, remember, where's the liquidity? Where's the bag up here? You know when we talk about the money bag? Where's the money bag? Let me find the money. Here's the money, okay? There's the money, okay? You know how the market wants that money, wants that liquidity? Why is the liquidity right here? Because look at the last time it kind of impulsively broke above here. There it got rejected, there it got rejected, there it got rejected, there it got rejected. Those are stop losses. That's money in the market. Are these greedy market makers, are they going to come up here and look at 65 cents, 0.65145, okay? See, there's the money waiting there. Now, what could happen is this thing continues to drive. Maybe there's an impulse right into that money supply. They grab it, they tag out all the stops, they take out all the pending orders, and then it gets that big FU candle, that big fuck you candle. With that top wick, they reject it, come back up, right into the supply, they lower the offers, and then they smash it down. Okay? Now, this is weekly. When we looked at the 4-hour candles, it was overbought. Let's see weekly. Weekly here is at 61 RSI. So this weekly still has momentum. It could still continue to push. Okay? So now let's just find maybe a weekly zone. Okay? I can see it right here. See right here? There was resistance. Back here, there was support. Okay? So let's just go like this. Okay, just follow me, guys. Okay, support, turn to resistance, and then you see how it's resistance right there, and then we walk it through. Look at this big body candle. We just cut 50% of it. We cut it in half. Beautiful. Okay, now we got a nice zone. Okay, so now we're trading in here. We got our supply. We've got 50% of this big bullish bar right here still holding above. But it used to be resistance in the past. It used to be support in the past. So I'm not just making this box and just pulling it out of my ass. This is a critical zone right here. Okay, so let's continue going with the lower time frames. Okay, so weekly, we're going to go to the daily. Okay, so look at our daily candles. This is where all the sellers were right here. December 28, right before the end of the year, Christmas time, 2023. Again, it topped up here, July 14, 2023. Again, it topped up here, May 2023. Again, over here, April 2023. When did they come through here and trade? This was early in the year, January of 2023. Okay, so we are in a daily uptrend. Okay, if you want to draw your trend lines, you can see, are we trending up? Okay, we are. We're trending up. What about our bottom trend? How do we look on the bottom? What is it doing? Okay, it's also trending up. Can I keep it like this? Yeah, I can, but I kind of maybe just want to keep it more consistent with how we're trending. Maybe this was kind of just a little break, but it got gobbled right back up and right back into the trend. Okay, but then I see it's a zone. Okay, so you see how I see it's a zone? Because if I draw a yellow line right there, I grab that bottom. There's the bottom. There's a wick, and a wick. There's a body and a body. And then it goes back over here where it was the resistance, back over here. And then there's the body that closed above it and continued to drive. Okay, I could go back in history and look at this yellow line, and I guarantee you it will signify an important area in the market where it was either support or resistance at one point. Okay, so you can see that this is a critical line holding. Are we above this zone? Yes, we are. We're still pushing up. Do we have another critical area on the daily? Yes, we do. Right here, what's been built. Okay, right here. See now, above 50% of Friday, August 23 daily candle. 2 times it retested it, and we're continuing to push up. Look over here, the same yellow line was resistance, 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 and resistance. Okay, say that 10 times fast, resistance. And then now it turned to support. So daily is still pushing up. Can we start to sell this thing right now? If we do, we're still selling against a very strong weekly momentum, some very strong daily momentum, and they might keep squeezing us, and we're going to get stopped out, okay? So daily now is approaching 70. Now the RSI, I call it the really silly indicator, Rob, because sometimes right away now we see 70, we're going to hit the sell button, and then they continue squeezing us, and we get screwed, okay? So all this indicator is telling us it's at a point where it is overbought, but we don't need this indicator to tell us it's overbought, okay? We can now go to the 4-hour and we can see exactly how it's overbought. So we are in this big move that is continuing to come up. Look how many times the 4-hour candles have been overbought. Overbought right here at this peak, and then it continued to drive. Okay, we came back up again right here, and again it's in a strong area. So we need red volume to close below critical levels to maybe start to initiate something. Okay, we got 4-hour structure in the market right here. Okay, so another critical yellow line now I put on the chart is right here. Again, I can if you have time, if you need to, right click on this, and then you can put in settings, you can write exactly in the text what you want. This is a daily point of interest. Okay, and then there it will be, oh sorry, I just gotta change the color. It will be under there as a daily point of interest. And if you want to write on this one that it's a 4-hour point of interest, write on there that it's a 4-hour point of interest. Okay, right there, daily POI. So then you know if the volume is coming down to this line, you know it's a daily level. This one, I just put this line on the 4-hour candles. So this is a 4-hour POI. Okay, so again, I put more emphasis on the higher time frame, but this is a 4H POI. Okay, just kind of to tell me what these levels are. Okay, so now, do we allow it to maybe come all the way and tap into our big red box up here, or do we see some structure in the past on the 4 hours when it was trading above this yellow line? I can see a couple attempts right over here. Okay, so this is going to be my new 4-hour supply zone. Right over here, they kind of rejected it right there, coming into those wicks and touching that wick. I can bring it down just a little bit. So inside here, see there, I'm going to make this red, and then you see here where it came up, it came back down. Came up in here, closed above, we continue to push. There it came, closed below, we pushed down. Came back, retested the red box, pushed down. Came up, retested the red box, pushed down. Came up, retested the red box, pushed down. So are we going to come back up into this red box? Very, very soon. Okay, you see how I'm stretching it now? Look at, we're trading right in the red box as I'm speaking. There it is. Okay, so we traded right now on this 4-hour candle. It's got 3 hours and 24 minutes, and we're trading right in the red box, and they've already rejected it. So now I can find my 4-hour consolidation area where I'm going to watch this thing. I'm going to watch how it trades at the bottom of the red box to the 4-hour point of interest. I'm going to allow it to consolidate right here. Okay, do you guys follow what I'm doing? Again, it might just consolidate in here and continue bullish flag and continue breaking out. Okay, but for me to start to initiate a sell, I have to at least see some 4-hour red volume close below here. Maybe come back and retest this, then start to drop so we can break this key 4-hour support and then come down to right here. Then we come down to the daily point of interest and back to our trend line and to 50% of this big green candle right here. It could possibly close right there, and then we find big buyers take it back up again. Okay, but if it comes back up, we're looking to get rejected right away, right here. Might even be just a little, and then if we get rejected, then maybe the sellers continue to push it down. Then we're coming down to our green box. Okay, so with this one, we're gonna continue to monitor this. Do you guys think it's too aggressive if we look to sell below here on this particular pair, or should we wait a little bit and see how this develops? Do you think maybe we should look for a trade below decimal 62.50 and maybe to see if we can get it down 50% of this green box, or we continue to wait and allow this thing to play out this week and then we revisit this? Does anyone here trade NZD USD? Okay, so these are the bigger trend lines. Remember this white one and this one. The 4-hour candles, they got a little like a bump and run trend line where right here, you see how it's, see how we're kind of wet, it's forming into this wedge. Okay, So maybe we're in this wedge where it made this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, new higher high in that 2023 supply now. And maybe if we break right there, maybe if it breaks the wedge, then that's where we look to sell. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna put a signal at this 4-hour POI right here. Right click, create alert. For everyone that doesn't have the alerts, I'm looking for a sell at decimal 62, 52, 51, 50. Okay, that area right there. Looking below here to continue to maybe get a sell coming down here. Okay. We'll continue to watch this. We'll add this one on our list tomorrow that we'll continue to watch. I'll throw this one in our 4-hour setups. But guys, yeah. So just a recap right now. We talked about Nvidia. We talked about SMCI. We talked about the overall markets. We talked about the news and the earnings. We talked about DXY, the importance of always watching the US dollar. We looked at our gold. We looked at GBP USD. We looked at US oil. And then we added USD JPY. And we added NZD USD, correct? So we got a lot to look at. Okay, we got a lot of securities to watch, but we'll update these throughout the day, and tomorrow night we'll get back on here. We'll continue to update our charts. Maybe some are playing out, maybe some haven't hit, maybe some are in profit, maybe some are in drawdown, maybe some are consolidating. But again, that's what we want to do on these calls, is to get together and look for some good suitable setups. Later on, once you guys get comfortable with what we're doing here, maybe you guys can we at the end of the call, maybe we all decide as a team on 1 or 2 or 3 securities, and those will be the ones that we'll do for the following week, and then I'll go with you guys. It doesn't always, I like to stick with the majors, but we'll look for anything. If you guys see a good opportunity, the more eyes we have on the markets and there's good opportunities, then let's all chart them together and maybe trade them together, okay? And maybe we can also have some really nice swings together as a team. If there's somewhere consolidating and it's not a real good setup, then don't worry about it. Look for something that's really, really like could start to move within the week or the next few days, and those are the ones we'll keep our eye on, guys. So thank you, everyone. It's 9:40 p.m. I'm gonna just take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna start sending these charts to the Discord right over here, guys. So on Zoom, in our right over here, okay, so I will be sending them here. So make sure you have this 4-hour swing trading. Make sure you got this one not muted, and you got it to go. So we'll update all the charts in here. We'll put all of them in here, and we'll continue to watch these. Use these, combine these with your intraday scalping, your intraday trading. Maybe some of you guys enjoy swing trading. I love swing trading, guys. It's really fun. It's really relaxed. It's not stressful at all. Okay, I know it's scary when I say 100 pip or a 200 pip stop loss. It gets scary. But if you're not risking a lot, okay, when I do it, I'll be honest with you guys, I risk $1 per pip. Okay, so if I lose out on a swing trade at 100 pips, I lose $100. If I lose out on like a maximum 200 pips stop loss, I lose $200. Okay, for me, normally when I'm scalping with standard and double lots, 10 pips on a double lot is $200. Okay, so but I'm scalping for minutes, and sometimes I get stopped out in minutes, and boom, $200 just disappears. These ones I can hold for multiple days, not be sweating. I can allow them to develop and really mature, and allow the trade to play out without panicking. So I'm not going to do a double lot with a 200 pip stop loss. I'm not risking $4,000 on a trade like this, but everyone might say $1 per pip is too much for my account. I understand that. There may be a half a half lot, or maybe a quarter lot, or maybe a tenth of lot, or maybe like a mini, so a micro, just whatever is you're comfortable with your account. Okay, I don't know how much you have in your account, but always a percentage. And if there's no trade, there's no trade. When you get into the trade, if it's a good setup and you waited for it, you patiently waited, and it looks like quality, then take it. Maybe majority of the time you're gonna take a trade and there's gonna be minimal to zero drawdown, and maybe it goes directly right into profit. Then you don't even have to worry about drawdown. Then it's just monitoring your trade while you're in profit and reducing your stop loss and reducing your risk just naturally. If you go up 100 pips, you don't need to keep a 100 pip or 200 pip stop loss. Start to reduce it down to maybe 50 pips, or ultimately get it down to break even. Then you got absolutely no risk. Yes, you can potentially lose your profit, but you still can live to see another trade. Everyone on YouTube, this is our free Telegram channel. Join it. These are our free blogs daily. These are the trade setups that we take with our swing positions, with our live sessions that we do. These are trades that we, with our Scalper Pro, we do take trades on our Scalper Pro as well. This is our trading schedule and our website and our YouTube channel for all the likes and subscribes. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys are learning a little bit, and just continue with your learning. The markets are fun. There's going to be news every single day. This is our website. If you'd like to join the team, we would love to have you guys on our team. Over here, this is our new website. If you want to just get that free blog over here, just sign up over here. You get our free blog, daily education coming out here. And everything we do here. Education. I'm a big proponent of education. We've got boot camps. I'll be filling these up very, very soon. I'm in the process of recording a lot of videos, doing all these presentations. We've got everything you need to know. We're going to start to move into stocks, options, investments, learning all about the option chain, puts, calls, trading the big securities, the big names. I'm going to be slowly moving away from Forex to concentrate on stock and options with you guys. And Dave and the entire Sniper team will be taking care of the Forex on a daily basis, because I think it's time us and the snipers are ready to learn something new in the markets, where we can start to do crypto, we can start to do futures, we can start to do stock and options. I feel like we've done enough in Forex in the last 5 years that we got that nailed down, that it's time to introduce some new stuff, really allow you guys to become the best traders you can be and the best investors that you guys can be, and do something more exciting. Like, you could be looking at Nvidia, you could be looking at Google, you could be looking at Tesla. Like, it's not always just let's look at NZD/USD, or let's look at gold, or let's look at Nasdaq. There's so much more we can do. We haven't even talked about like how to earn dividend income. What I'm doing through with the options is where I'm selling calls and puts and just getting premium on the contracts, whether the trade hits or not. If it expires, whoever's buying the call option from me, I'm banking that money on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. So it's a way how to earn passive income. We haven't even touched up on that type of education. So there's so much to learn in these markets, guys. It's endless. Just all I can say is, whatever we go to, if it's stocks, options, crypto, if it's futures, if it's Forex, whatever we go to, you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right psychology. You got to know your risk management, and you got to be able to take your trading serious and learn every single day, because we're going to be throwing some new stuff at you guys. Some of you guys have no idea what I'll be even talking about, but I promise us we're going to learn it, and we're going to learn it thoroughly, and you guys will have a lot of fun with it. But again, if you're reckless and you're gambling, it doesn't matter if we go to stock and options and do all these things. If you're gambling every single day, you're going to struggle, and it's not easy. Okay, I'm not going to say stock and options are easy. It's very, very difficult. That's why a lot of people stay away from it. But if you take your time with it and you learn it properly, you might fall in love with it, and you might just trade individual securities the rest of your life. So it's pretty fun. It's exciting, and there's stuff going on a daily basis. Wall Street is fun, guys. So we'll have a lot of fun. But I do have fun in these Tokyo sessions. I love these sessions as well. So everyone, thank you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. Get some rest tonight, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. We'll update our charts. We'll come back and we'll see how everything is moving. Careful with the news tomorrow. Okay, make sure you're prepared, know where the news is. Look at this NZD USD big bullish candle, still filling up that wick, still going. So you can see that these things are still strong. We might have to update this. Maybe it's closing above here, and then maybe tomorrow we're going to be looking for a sell like below that box. But we'll allow the trade to come to us naturally. Let's not chase it. Let's let it come to us naturally, okay? But that's it, guys. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining. I appreciate all of you guys. God bless, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, everyone on Zoom. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, guys. Desmond, Rob, thank you. Thanks, guys, for joining. Appreciate all of you guys. Doctor, respect. Juanito, thank you, bro. Thank you guys for joining all the time. I respect you guys. Thank you. And everyone on YouTube, I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure if you guys can hit the like button. I know there wasn't too much of us on tonight's session, but every like, we do appreciate it, and it does help us out. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you. No Drip, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, Wolf Boy. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Trading Zane, take care. Tupac, love the name. Assad, take care, bro. JT, take care. Hakanashi, yeah, the Hakanashi candles, yeah, they're good too. We'll learn all about those, okay? Take care, guys. Have a good night. Peace out.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.